Hello, everyone. Sorry, I have not been on this channel for a while. I have a completely different channel that I went to go work on for a few more, a couple more months. I've been on for like 4 months, but I think I'm gonna be getting back on this channel. And this is like a faith-based Christian channel. And I'm sorry that I saw one subscriber, and I'm sorry if you're into this. I'm sorry I took so long, but yeah, but I'm gonna try to get back into it a little bit. So yeah, I have a little sermon put together, and I want to talk about it a little bit, and it's about pride. I chose to talk about pride because pride is such a big problem today, and I believe that pride actually leads to sin. Sin is actually, I believe, is one of the most, it's the thing that leads to it. I think that when we commit a sin, we commit pride and sin. So because pride is a sin. And I'm gonna go down with it and talk to you guys about it today, and hopefully you guys will learn something from it. But today I want everyone to go, if you have your Bible, I'm gonna pick this up. If you have your Bible, look at Jeremiah 9:23. It says, and said again, Jeremiah 9:23 says, "Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches." So we're basically saying here, it's saying that men should not glory in themselves. And so this right here sums up what is pride. Pride is when you think high of yourself, when you glorify yourself, when you think you're better than everyone else. So since we know the definition of pride, how does God see pride? God has a unique way because, and I want you guys to turn to Proverbs 16:5 because when God looks at something as much as pride, He's obviously going to give us some type of, people who are prideful aren't going to like this because they're going to think that God is some bigot or something. But I want you to go, I think it's. Is it Proverbs? Yeah, Proverbs 16:5. And it says, "Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished." So, and to put everything out there, abomination is to bring disgust or hate, to bring out a feeling of disgust or hatred. And we know what pride is, and we know that and so God sees it as he sees it as an abomination. He hates it, and He also says that it will not go unpunished. So you commit this atrocity of sin, you're going to be punished for your pride, for the sin, because it's a big sin. Okay. Now I want to go down to a character in the Bible that we're well known as if you're a Christian, or if you've just been around for a while. Okay, and we're going to talk about, I like to call this guy the prideful God, and this is talking about the enemy of God himself, and that is Satan. Satan is a very, very prideful. It's what led to his fall from heaven, before heaven and earth were even created. Before the earth's foundations were laid, Satan fell. And so to tell you guys of this, I want everyone to turn to Isaiah chapter 14, 12 through 14. Because this right here, this passage talks about Satan a lot. And it's a little passage. Talks a lot about Satan. All right, so here we go. And it says this, Isaiah 14, 12 through 14. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." So we see here that Satan has this this I will, this I will, I will, I will. You know, it's something that hasn't happened yet, but he is so cocky enough to say that I will do this. And I want everyone to look at this verse right here. It says, I will say, look at verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. The Most High is God, according to the Old Testament. God is the Most High. He is, and I'm talking about God the Father. I'm talking about God who built the entire earth. Now, when it says this, when it talks about this, it says, you know, when he says to be like the Most High, there is someone who sits on the right hand of God, and he is like God. Now, we all know him as Jesus, and I believe this, that Satan wanted his place. I believe Satan wanted the Son's place. He wanted Jesus' place because he saw how much power he had. He was literally equal to God, and Satan was prideful of that. And I want everyone to just look at how this is. He says, I will ascend. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation. I will ascend. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like Christ. I will be like the Son. But right at verse 15, it says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So he will be casted into hell. And the thing about this is that Jesus, he said a lot about himself. You know, in verses all throughout, he says, I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. I am the faithful and true. I am, you know, he says all these I ams. I am, because he is these things. That's not confidence, that's not cockiness, it's just who he is. He's stating who he is. And to have the difference with Satan, Satan is more